Hey everyone, we're back to back uploads 2 days in a row. Can you believe it? Uh, I'm back. Season 12 got me hyped, man. I'm really excited for this season. And we have another showcase. Yesterday we showcased the Steelix, and today we're going to be showcasing another super strong Pokemon after the buffs, and it's going to be a Lanturn. Lanturn is such a good pick as long as you keep it away from the grass types. And I had a pretty good amount of success. After going 18-7 yesterday, I think I went 15-10 today, which is what it is. But it did pretty well in the first couple sets and the last set, and I did have a couple, one or two threes as well. I haven't gone 1-4 yet this season though. So we have an awesome team of Lanturn, Scrafty, and Skarmory. I ran this team the entire day, and the only reason I had a couple losses was because I did get really badly screwed over by lag in a couple of my games. I had the issue where you can't actually switch, so I like soft lost switch or soft one switch, and I'm trying to. They have a Toxicroak. I think I won switch, and they bring out a Toxicroak, and I'm choosing between Scrafty or Skarmory. I'm trying to tap the Skarmory as much as I can, and the game won't let me touch either. They won't let me switch, and so finally the game just brings in Scrafty for me. And then I can't even switch out. So I just have to tap the screen until they throw a charge move so it can reset my freaking game. It's the weirdest glitch, and it's been around for ages. I don't understand. Weirdest glitch ever. So bizarre. But other than those couple games, had a pretty good amount of success. So we got the win there. Pretty standard. Just kind of showing off the bulk of Lanturn. My Lanturn actually has really bad EVs. It's like a 14, 15, 11. And I actually lost a game because of the IVs. So, could have gone 16-9 if it weren't for my Lanturn's IVs. I don't even know if I'm ever going to make another one. I have a Hundo and that one. So, if I ever get a new one, it would have to be something I catch in the wild. But we have the Stunfisk lead. And this is a decent lead. You have to call the bait or shield the earthquake to be able to win the twos. And I think you either barely win the ones or you're like a couple sparks away from winning the ones. I think it's IV dependent, but you could pretty comfortably win the twos if you shield the earthquakes or if you call a bait. Otherwise, it's a pretty even matchup, all things considered. Even though it is a ground type against an electric type, but it is also a water type against a ground type. So we have the Skarmory, we have the Scrafty. They're not going to be able to get to a foul play here, so it's going to be really awesome that we get this Sky Attack through. I'm going to throw it right away. Don't waste any time. Don't want to get farmed down. I just want to get the damage and dip out of here. I'm going to come into my own Scrafty. What do they have in the back? It is a Alolan Ninetales. The only thing, literally the only thing that isn't an insta-win is a Charmer. And it's a Charmer in the back. I think I should have gone for the Thunderbolt here. Oh, this is the game! This is the game that I lost because my IVs. If I had 0-15-15, I easily live a Psyshock. But I die! And I was flabbergasted when I died to the Psyshock. I was like, oh, I have the Surf ready. I'm just gonna live this and take the Surf. Nope. And you guys are gonna see it's actually gonna cost me the set. So we have a Mandibuzz lead. They come in Registeel, so I cannot win the zeros. I don't think. I cannot win. Well, I would be winning the ones, but they're not going to shield a Power Punch. I win the twos, I win the ones. I don't win the zeros. So, my opponent's going to get shield advantage. They're going to be able to come back in with Mana Buzz. But I'm going to be able to unload, which is good. We're going to throw 4. We're going to throw Power Up Punch. But they throw at me. So I'm going to wait. Let this energy go through. I'm going to throw 1 counter. Throw a good timing. And then throw a Power Up Punch. Get more counter damage. Throw another Power Up Punch. Get more counter damage. Except I can't get more counter damage because this Air Slash is going to take me out. So, oh, when we get a shield, that's crazy. That's crazy. And definitely a mistake. We'd be getting the Mana Buzz in the red. They'd be taking the shield advantage going into the Skarmory. But they have Buzzwole in the back, so they're just hard countered. And unfortunately, nothing you can do. I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt because if they let it go, I just farm down. They shield. I just get to a Sky Attack on Skarmory. So, GG's. Gonna be a good game. I'm gonna hop into the next match. So I have 2 sets here, and I was gonna add 2 more battles. One that I got lag in, and then another one that I think was just a pretty good battle, but I forgot to add these, the 2 battles. So we just have 2 sets. We have my first set of the day and my last set of the day. My 26th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 30th battles, and then 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50th battles of the season. I don't know why that matters, but they were also like right away in the morning. So these are all the people that had, like nobody was too many battles ahead of me. So, anyways, though, Toxicroak is great for me, and they have Jellicent in the back. So I think I shield. Oh no, I think they threw too early. I let the Bubble Beam go. I throw the Brave Bird. I think I would have lived the Shadow Ball even if they had one anyway. So now I just come into Scrafty and probably tank a move. It's a Bubble Beam. So I'm going to throw a little bit more, and they have Shadow Victory Bell. Wow, okay. So, going to go for the Foul Play because I have the shield advantage. And they let it go. Very nice. So now I'm going to bait with the Power Up Punch. If they let it go, my counter damage is boosted, and they shield, which is awesome. But the Skarmory in the back, they can't really do anything against. So I can shield this. It's probably an Acid Spray if they have it. Yeah, it is. And but it doesn't matter. They don't have any energy on their Jellicent. They're in the red already. The Sky Attack is going to KO. And that is going to be a GG. And I think we are 3-1. We have 1 more battle left in the set. Yes, we do. It's Talonflame lead. Very, very good lead. Let's see what they have in the back. It is a Deoxys. So this is not great. Kind of core breaks my backline. So I'm going to stay in here for a little bit. I'm going to swap out eventually. So I think what I do here is I let a move go on my Lanturn because I don't think a Brave Bird would kill from there. I let them throw, and then I come into Skarmory. And I'm going to have to expend a shield anyway. I'm going to throw 1 Air Slash, so I'm at good timing. I'm going to throw 3 Air Slashes, so I'm at good timing. And then throw a Sky Attack. Because I have the ability to overfarm, they're not going to throw a Psycho Boost. And they let it go. So, if they come back in with the Talonflame, which I think they do, ooh, they come back in Registeel. Okay. So, I would die to a move anyway. I'm just going to go for the Brave Bird right away. There's not much of a point in not doing that. And they come in Talonflame, which I think is crazy. I think it's crazy because you can just throw on the Registeel, and then you can switch out. But they give me alignment, which, I mean, it's early season, of course. Everybody's not evenly match-maked yet. Match made. Oh, I hiccuped. Oh, this is a weird recording. Sorry, just bear with me. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. And then they overfarm 1. They could have got to the Flame Charge. Don't think it really would have mattered. Maybe. But now I try to get to the Surf, but I don't. And at this point, what am I gonna do? Come in Scrafty, throw 6 or 7 counters. 1, 2, 3. I try and switch after 6. But they only needed 11 lock-ons to get to the move. And I barely live, so I throw this power-up punch after being a little bit worried. And then the next counter, so that the air slashes would KO. But, actually, 2 air slashes don't KO, but I get to move. So this is going to be a good game. I was really shocked that they were only 11 lock-ons away from the next focus flash. I didn't think they were at 100 energy at all, but they were. So, yeah, I was 1 turn too late to switching. Otherwise, it would have been a very clean win. But we take a 4-1. It's pretty good. This time, Stunfisk lead again. So I'm going to throw at 7. I throw anywhere between 5 and 7. You don't want to throw at the CMP, because then they could maybe catch. I don't think they would, though. But I shield last second. It is the rock slide. I was kind of feeling it was going to be a rock slide because they overfarm. But, whatever. So now they come in with Trevenant, and I bring in my Skarmory rather than the Scrafty. I could have come in Scrafty, maybe baited. I think they might have shielded, but this is fine too. I'm going to throw a Sky Attack, and they're going to shield, so I think they can counter me down. Barely. That's not the best, because now they're going to be able to Seed Bomb me, but their G-Fist doesn't really have anywhere to go. Kind of, but not really. And they're actually going to get the 2 Seed Bombs, which I did not think they would get to at all. But that's okay. And they have a Araquanid in the back, so I'm going to throw, build up to the foul play and switch. And I throw the Thunderbolt right away. What are they going to do? Araquanid is tanky, it can tank this, and it does. And they come in Stunfisk now. Their Stunfisk doesn't have that much energy, though. And I'm counting, so I throw the Surf at the CMP to what I think would be the Earthquake. And they let it go, and they barely live on 1 HP. That is not good at all. It is an Earthquake, so I do have to shield. At this point, what I should have done here, because I don't know if I live a Bug Buzz, I just throw the Surf to get the damage off, which makes a little bit of sense. I don't think I would have got to the Thunderbolt. It might have been a CMP, which I would have won, but if they get their 1 turn early, I don't know. I live with 1 HP, but I'm not going to get a Spark, because 1 Bug Buzz kills. So I come in 2 Scrafty, and I try and get 2 moves off here. Throw the first power-up punch, it's shielded, and I get to the second one. Just barely. Just barely. And that's going to be another GG. 30th win of the season, so I'm already well over a 60% win rate. If I win at least one of these next few games, which, spoiler alert, I win at least one of the last few games that I play. I don't like showing 1-4 sets. Usually it's because I tilt and play bad or get hard countered, and neither one's fun. So, yeah, gonna show some fun battles. This set has a theme to it, and that theme is Sableye leads. So we have a Sableye lead, and I barely win the zeros because they would have gotten to another foul play if they lived 1 more Spark, and they come in Azu, which means they are weak to a Lanturn in the back. They let the Thunderbolt go, which is crazy to me because, I could take it to any shield scenario and get a Thunderbolt off anyway. And they let the Surf go, they don't throw a move, and they have Skarmory. And this matchup is really funny because let's see what happens. I throw a Sky Attack. They keep farming. They're almost at 100 energy. They keep farming. They keep farming. I throw another Sky Attack. They're over 100 energy at this point. What are they gonna do? They keep farming. They keep farming. They keep farming. They're farming for season 13. Good lord. And they just no shield everything. After I threw my second Sky Attack, I kind of knew. They were like, okay. They were just giving up in the most passive way possible. And what do you know? Another Sableye lead. Which, this is like the most neutral lead. This is like the most neutral lead matchup, I think, in all of Pokemon Go now, that you could ever get. You give me 2 Pokemon that could be more evenly matched. I don't think you can. Sableye and Lanturn are like the perfect matchup. Because I think Lanturn barely loses the 0. I think it barely wins the 1, and then it wins the 2s. Or maybe IV depending on the 1s. But you win the 2s. It's so perfect. So, I take it to the 1s. I would win switch. Actually, I think it's favorable for Lanturn against Sableye, because you lose the 0s, you win the 1s, you win the 2s. I think, in most circumstances. I take shield advantage here, and they have a bunch of energy. So, I'm going to let the return go, that's fine. They probably have an answer to Scrafty anyway, and I'm just going to try and hope that I can sweep with Skarmory. And they have a Medicham, so they do have that Scrafty answer, so that's why I was okay taking that damage on Scrafty. I'm going to shield. I wasn't really thinking here. I had music on. I was kind of in my own head, just chilling, it's 1:30 at this point, okay? Cut me a little bit of slack. And, so I think I kind of just, brain deadly shielded that. But it doesn't matter because they have Trevenant in the back. So, cool. I totally core break them. And if this team saw a Wigglytuff, you would just have to top left. I mean, I guess Medicham kind of can do at least something. And, Trevenant, I don't think either. Oh my gosh, another Sableye lead. Wow. It's like what I was seeing yesterday in the Steelix video with Altaria. It's the same thing. Yesterday, the only leads I ever saw, Altaria. Now, it's Sableye, and Sableye, and Sableye, and Sableye. I think 4 of the 5 matches in this last set had Sableye leads, which was just so crazy to me. But, let's see. We're going to play out the ones, and this time they come into Medicham. Actually, I think every Sableye lead had a Medicham in the back, and some different third Pokemon, whether that was Talonflame, or Bastiodon, or Azumarill, or Trevenant. I think those were the 4 I saw for the most part. But this time I played a little differently, and I actually shield now, and it's Ice Punch. And now I throw immediately, and this time I'm assuming, okay, they had Trevenant. I've seen this team. Maybe it's Bastiodon. Talonflame, would be okay. Not great, but I still have Lanturn. And I immediately switch into Scrafty, and it's Azumarill. I haven't seen this team comp before of Scrafty, Medicham, and Azu, but it kind of makes sense. Although you're weak, really, really weak to Trevenant in the back. But you do fare pretty well against it in the lead because you have Sableye. So I guess it's just ABB weak to Trevenant, but my opponent stayed in the lead. So I don't know. I very well could have had Trevenant in the back on this team with Lanturn. Lanturn and Trevenant could make a good pairing. But it's a risky run playing ABB. You just kind of have to hope and pray sometimes. But I'm going to lose this matchup very handedly. If some of y'all might nitpick, if I threw the Thunderbolt against the Azumarill, this Sableye still had a bunch of health in the back, so I still would have lost anyway. So, I threw the Surf so that maybe they would overfarm and my switch clock would come up and I could catch. But that was like the only win con, and that didn't happen either. So, wow, we actually have a lead that's not Sableye. We have a Swampert lead. And of course, they have a Skarmory in the back. I'm going to play out the 2 shields because they swapped out so late. They actually shield a power-up punch, which isn't smart. You let the first foul play go. It's not buffed. And then that way, if you accidentally shield a pup, which my opponent did, then you just get foul played later that would KO after all the boosted counters. So since I got a shield, I'm going to play out the 1s. I'm going to throw a foul play. And they shield again. So now, I think I let it go. Oh, no, I don't. I shield. Okay, so I play the 2s. Oh, what I'm trying to do here is counter down and then force the Swampert to throw. But they actually switch into Altaria, which makes sense. I'm going to come into Lanturn now because Lanturn has a bunch of play against Altaria, like no play against Swampert. So now what I'm going to do, farm up to 100 energy. I'm going to throw a Thunderbolt. You can store a Thunderbolt and a Surf together. And I'm going to take out the Altaria and then try and throw a Surf against Swampert, but I make them throw it. Make them throw the Hydro Cannon now. They're low on energy. If I bring in Skarmory now, I think that I can get to a Sky Attack before they get to 2 moves. So 1, 2, 3. They throw it bad timing. They could have thrown an extra Mud Shot and maybe gotten another Hydro Cannon. But that Hydro Cannon only does about 45% or so. So I probably would have lived. I'm going to throw my Sky Attack at good timing. They're 1 Air Slash away and they die. But they have the Skarmory in the back, so I think they could have won if they threw a good timing. Maybe they could have barely gotten to the Hydro Cannon at the CMP, and then they would have had enough health on Skarmory. Not entirely sure, but still, early season. So, my thoughts on Lanturn. It's good. It's really, really good. Finally having a water bait move, any bait move at all where Thunderbolt's not your cheapest move is awesome. So I definitely advise to run it. Anyways, I'll be making more teams in the future, but that's going to be it for today's video. I'll see you guys later. Peace.